Hey everyone, so I'm making videos. These first few will probably be really rough, so stick with me. Why am I making videos? Well, Fawn and I are going on a hike this summer. We're going to do the Oregon section of the Pacific Crest Trail, which is about 500 miles. Uh, Probably going to take us 30-ish days, 27 days or so. And so this is mostly so my family and friends can follow along, kind of keep track of where we are and experience it through us. And also because I know I've spent too many hours to mention watching hiking videos, people hiking the Pacific Crest Trail, and I know I enjoy kind of living through them. And so I wanted to kind of talk a little bit about, we've done quite a bit of hiking already on the Pacific Crest Trail over the years, and we've upgraded some of our gear for this trip. And so I wanted to talk a little bit, just share a little bit about some of the stuff we've upgraded and why, and just I'd like to just be able to share some of the imagery that I capture out there. And so I've never done any of this before, so it's going to take a little bit of practice. So hopefully I'll get better as it goes on. And if there's things that you want to know about or see or have questions about, whether it's setting up camp or what we do during the day or what we're eating, anything like that, feel free to ask questions, and we should have enough cell service out there to where I can get to some of them. A couple of the big things that we changed out since our last section hike that we did was we upgraded our backpacks. We switched to Z-Pack stuff on most of our hiking gear, just trying to cut weight. It used to not seem like a big deal when we'd get out there hiking, and we have great Osprey packs that we've liked, but they're just way too much empty. And so we've switched to these lighter weight Z-Packs, backpacks, and it's cut down our base weight to almost nothing. We'll probably have about a 13-pound base weight or so. That's before adding food and water. But that's down from probably 26 pounds before. So we were doing some of our hiking carrying 45, 50 pounds of stuff on our back. And so this time we're hoping to be under 30 pounds for the heaviest days, where we'll have 4 liters of water or so if it's a long water hike with no water. So trying to keep weight down, because it's such a pounding on your feet mostly. Which is another upgrade that we've made. We've kind of switched out some shoes and tried to find some shoes that are going to be lighter weight and a little better suited to hiking every day for 30 days in a row. The other thing we've switched out is our tent. So again, Z-Packs makes a tent that weighs next to nothing. We've used a big Agnes on trail for probably the last 3 years, and it's been great. The problem is it's just two things. It's heavy. It weighs a couple pounds, 3 pounds, 3.5 pounds, and the Z-Packs weighs just barely over a pound. Part of that, the reason that it weighs so little, is you don't have to carry poles with it. You use your own trekking poles to set it up. It's a really thin material. You don't need a ground cover, so you eliminate a bunch of extra weight that you don't need. And size, it compacts down into a dry sack about this big, as opposed to the big Agnes, which when you have tent poles, you can't get around having that big a section taken up inside your backpack. So trying to eliminate some space and some weight. Again, like I said, the weight's been the key part, man. Trying to get that weight down to where you're just not hiking with 40, 45 pounds on your back. It's such a killer. So a couple other things that we've upgraded: our sleeping bags, or at least I have. A lot of people like mummy bags. They're the most common thing out there, but I find I sleep on my side, and man, those mummy bags it's like a cocoon, and I can't move. So I've gone with a Nemo pack. It's going to give me a little more space to kind of move around. The other last thing that we've upgraded is our sleeping mats. In fact, I got one right here. We've gone with the Cetus Summit. Again, so much smaller. Our old sleeping pads were about this big, and they weighed about 3 times as much as this. Also, the sack becomes an air bag, basically, so you don't have to sit there at night and blow it up and inflate it. You just capture the air and push down, and it inflates it in about 2 pumps. And so really, after you've been hiking 20 miles in a day, the last thing you want to do is sit around and expel more energy blowing up your sleeping mat. So hopefully that'll help. with that at the end of the day, when what you want to do is set up your tent and start eating and try to get some calories back in you. So anyhow, so those are just a couple of things. This is the first time I set this tent up. It's fantastic. Although I did overlook the part that said you had to order the steaks extra, so I'm short a couple of steaks from my other tent, so I've got to order those up. But it took me probably 3 minutes the very first time I set it up, and I had no idea what I was doing. So it goes up simple. So yeah, it's in my backyard. I'm going to try it out. I don't know if I'll sleep in it all night, but just to see how it does in the wind and the weather. So anyhow, I'll be making a couple of these. We're going to try to get out next weekend and do a hike, and try a little bit of recording when we're out on the trail, and see different areas that I need to get better on in making these videos. So anyhow, again, if you have any questions, just let me know, and I'd be happy to answer them. Thanks. Bye.